You're not broke by accident. You're broke by design. And the craziest part? You're following the system perfectly. Study. Get a job. Work hard. Repeat. Sounds right, right? Then why do most people stay stuck? Why do they work for years but never feel ahead? Because the system you trust was never built to make you rich. It was built to keep you working. Think about it. You wake up early, rush to work, spend your energy all day, and by the time you're done, you're too tired to think about anything else. That's not random. That's the loop. And the longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to escape. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. It's not just your job. It's everything around you. The way you were taught, the way you think, the way you spend, all of it keeps you exactly where you are. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. Let's start from the beginning. School. You were told, this is where your future is built. Study hard. Get good grades. Follow the rules. And you'll succeed. Sounds simple, but look closer. You were trained to follow instructions, not question them, to memorize answers, not understand how things really work, especially money. No one taught you how to earn beyond a salary, how to multiply money, how to escape the cycle. Because that's not the goal. The system doesn't need thinkers. It needs workers, people who show up, do the task, and repeat. So from the start, you're placed on a path, a very specific one, where success looks like a job, and freedom is never even mentioned. And the scary part, it feels normal, because everyone else is doing it too. Now comes the second layer, the job. This is where most people think, I made it. You're earning. You're independent. You're doing everything right. But look closer. Your time is no longer yours. You wake up when you're told. You work when you're told. You rest when you're allowed. And in return, you get paid just enough to survive, to stay comfortable, but not enough to break free. And that's intentional. Because if you were truly free, you wouldn't need the system anymore. So it keeps you busy, occupied, distracted, working for goals that aren't even yours. And slowly, you stop asking questions because you're tired. And when you're tired, you don't escape. You just continue. Now here's the part most people miss. Even after you earn, the system takes it back. Not forcefully, but cleverly. Through spending. You work hard all month. You finally get paid. And for a moment, it feels good. Like progress. Like you're moving forward. But then, you spend. Food. Bills. Subscriptions. Random purchases. Small things. Things that feel normal. Things you don't question. And slowly, your money disappears. Not in one big hit, but in tiny pieces. So small, you don't even notice. And before the month ends, you're back where you started, waiting for the next paycheck. And the cycle continues. Earn, spend, repeat. And this is where the system wins. Because you stay dependent, forever chasing, never catching up. And just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Because now comes debt. The system doesn't just take your money, it gives you more. So you stay attached. Credit cards, easy loans, buy now, pay later. It feels like help, like support, like opportunity. But it's not. It's control. Because the moment you owe money, your freedom shrinks. You can't take risks. You can't slow down. You can't walk away. Because you have to pay it back every month, no matter what. So now, you're not just working to live. You're working to survive, to repay, to catch up. And that pressure keeps you exactly where the system wants you. Busy, dependent, and stuck. But there's something even deeper, something you don't notice until it's too late. Time. Because the system doesn't just control your money, it controls your time, your mornings, your energy, your attention. You wake up, and your day is already decided. Where you go, what you do, when you stop, and how tired you'll be at the end. And slowly, you stop owning your time, you start managing it for someone else. And the worst part? You get used to it. You call it normal. But it's not. Because time is your real life. And once it's spent, you can't get it back. Money can return. Opportunities can return. But time, never. And that's why this system is so powerful. It doesn't just take from you. It keeps you busy, so you never realize what you're losing. At this point, you might be thinking, then what's the point of all this? Because everything you were told sounds right. Work hard. Stay consistent. Be patient. But here's the twist. None of that is wrong. It's just incomplete. Because working hard in the wrong system keeps you stuck faster. Staying consistent in the same cycle only makes the cycle stronger. And being patient without direction just delays your progress. That's the illusion. It looks like progress. It feels like progress. But it's not. It's movement without direction, effort without leverage, and time without control. And once you see the difference, everything changes. Because now, you don't just work harder, you think differently. So what's the truth behind all of this? It's simple. The system only works if you stay inside it. The moment you step outside, even a little, things start to change. Because the real game is not about working more. It's about thinking differently, learning skills that aren't tied to time, creating value that isn't limited by a paycheck, and building income that doesn't stop when you do. But none of this is taught to you. Why? Because once you understand it, you become harder to control. You ask better questions, you make better decisions, and slowly, you stop depending on the system. And that's the shift. Not overnight, not instantly, but step by step. Awareness first, then action. And once you start that process, you're no longer trapped. You're just beginning to see the exit. So what do you actually do? Not some complicated plan, not something unrealistic. Just a shift, a small one, but powerful. First, start paying attention. Where your time goes, where your money goes. Because awareness breaks the pattern. Second, stop depending on one source. Even if it's small, start building something on the side. A skill, a simple income stream, something that grows, even when you're not working. Third, learn what school never taught you. Money, how it moves, how it grows, how it disappears. Because once you understand that, you stop playing the game blindly. And finally, take action early. Not when you're ready, not when it's perfect. Now, because the longer you wait, the deeper the system holds you, and the harder it becomes to leave. Now here's the strange part. Nothing I told you is hidden. It's all around you. Every day. You see it, you feel it, but you don't question it, because it looks normal. And that's exactly why it works. Because the system doesn't trap you by force. It traps you by familiarity, by routine, by comfort. So you don't fight it, you follow it. Again, and again, and again, until one day, you stop and realize you've been running in circles, not moving forward, just staying busy. And now, you have a choice. Go back to the same routine. Forget everything you just saw, and continue the loop. Or start noticing, start questioning, start changing, even if it's small. Because the moment you do that, the system doesn't disappear, but you stop being controlled by it. And once that happens, you're no longer stuck. You're aware. And awareness is where the loop begins to break.